I don't know who's getting offended by colonials, but clearly there was at least one human, and so let's change everything. Black Lives Matter's national organization at risk of going bankrupt after its finances plunged millions into the red last year. Columnist and author Adam Coleman joins me now. Adam, great to have you here on set. Before we break down the numbers, just how shady are the finances of BLM?
Just as shady as Joe Biden's son in Burisma. I mean, that's looking at the whole situation reminds me of that. They have a PAC. They're transferring money from one account, from one organization to another. Basically, it looks like they're funneling money to either their family members to possibly get it themselves, but the entire situation looks incredibly shady.
And you have broken down the numbers to the penny. We're going to do a little bit more broad strokes here, but let's take a look. Total revenue, basically $8.5 million. Total expenses, $17 million. That is not good when you do the math, and let's do that math, and you can see the total deficit that they're running is about $8.5 million. And on top of that, they had investment losses of about $10 million as well. So how did it get this bad? If for years, Adam, they've been on the receiving end of all this white guilt money, all of this corporate money, and in the year after George Floyd, they received $90 million. How did it get this bad in the red?
I have an idea. I think one of those things is people woke up to the truth. And I've talked to black people about this. Not one black person that I've ever spoken to. Now, this is just my personal experience. I can't speak for all black folks, okay? Not one black person that I've spoken to has said that they donated to that group. Not one. Yeah. So, I think a lot of that money came from, as he alluded to above me, rich white liberals and big corporations. $90 million all the way down to a $8.5 million deficit. $90 million. You got to be blowing some serious cash, man. But let's continue on.
Just like any other organization where it gets this bad, they never had a plan. I think truly Black Lives Matter had no concept of having this much influx of money coming into them. If you look at their previous tax year before 2020, they had $0. So they went from 0 to 90 million. And for most people, if you win the lottery, a lot of people don't know how to handle that. So just using the best case scenario that they're not trying to be sleazy, but that they just completely mismanage it. So none of this surprises me.
I mean, just put the investment money in an index fund. You're not going to lose $10 million. I mean, you may not have crushed it like you're going into a VC or private equity, but you're not going to lose $10 million. To your point, though, are they giving this money to family members to sort of funnel it to them and sort of be like, hey, we're hiring them as employees? One example, apparently, of that is Patrisse Cullors' brother. And let's pop that up on the screen. Paul Cullors' financial records. $1.6 million given to his security company, and then he received
allegedly
a yearly salary of $126,000 as head of security. Maybe it's me, but Adam, that seems like a lot of security to me.
Yes, that's a lot of security. I mean, she always says that she's under a lot of danger. And, you know, I guess security to her is extremely valuable to pay this much money. I mean, this is the shady part that we're talking about. I think the rest of it, like, what did they actually do with the money? They gave it to leftist organizations that had nothing really to do with black people, to benefit black people, more so to benefit the LGBT community, which maybe there's a small sliver of black people who are affected by it.
Allegedly.
But there's no checks and balances to it. It just seemed haphazard. They have really no idea what they're doing, and it shows. So that's why it looks like they're slowly going under.
That is the overall point. What did Black America get from this? Like, what did they receive in terms of benefit?
Even their smaller organizations receive nothing from it. You know, their local Black Lives Matter chapters. Right. They always complain about where are the resources, how do we manage this? And basically, no one benefited from it except for the people at the very top.
For me, the most telling thing was when Breonna Taylor's family came out and said, We've gotten absolutely nothing. And that was a case that BLM used to fundraise, and those individuals got nothing. Adam, this is a really fascinating insight into the grift that is known as BLM. Looks like it could be coming to an end. We appreciate your time and
Thank you.
insight.
Wow. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. Bankrupt. What was that number again? $8.5 million. I want to leave that on the screen right there. $8.5 million. That is a feat in and of itself. You managed to go $8.5 million in the hole. That's a feat in its own. What in the world? Hey, I wish I had $8.5 million to blow. I wish. Okay, if you would like to donate to my $8.5 million fund, okay, they're called Super Thanks. Feel free to send your boy a care package and donate. All right. I'm trying to get to 8.5. All right. Goodness gracious. Holy cow. Wow. But then on top of that, they had $90 million. They went from 90 million to in the whole 8.5. So you blew almost $100 million gone into the wind. Gone. Like, if anything, they should be sailing off into the sunset. All right, the BLM whole thing is done. We just gonna ride off into the sunset and disappear. We still got our millions, allegedly. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that they did this or whatever. Okay, but like, really? And to allegedly not have given Breonna Taylor's family anything, but you fundraised off of that? That's crazy to me. Crazy. That's absolutely bonkers. Listen, I'm happy stuff like this has fallen. It doesn't do our country any good or service. It actually tears us apart. It's the same thing with these whole, we're going to do, segregated graduations. We're going to have black graduation only. It's just like, what? Like, who is that benefiting? I thought we were supposed to get away from segregation. Y'all like taking us back to it, which, as I've said before, it's kind of crazy how the Democrats are the ones kind of pushing for this kind of stuff because they were the ones that loved it before. Kind of interesting how that works, isn't it? But, yeah, man, wow. All I can say is wow about that number, man. I'm just absolutely speechless. $90 million gone. Blew almost $100 million. I mean, I guess like my guy on the right here said, the black guy in the clip, a lot of lottery winners who, come upon some money, lose a lot of their money. And, I watched I want to say a documentary on NFL players and how, I forgot the exact number of years. It's like 3 to 5 or something. It's like a crazy short period of time. After a lot of NFL players retire from the NFL, they're broke. Flat broke. Which is just crazy in and of itself. But, I guess I can't talk too much. I've never held that kind of money. So maybe I would be a complete bozo too. I don't know. I would like to think that I wouldn't. I would hope that I wouldn't. I wouldn't expect that I would. But I don't know. Maybe I guess when you're given that kind of money, some switch flips in your brain. If we have anybody that has ever touched any serious amount of money, like 8.5 or something crazy, let me know in the comment section. How did it feel? I mean, you can comment anonymously, on your burner account, if you guys have any of those. But I'm really interested to know, what does that feel like, touching that kind of cash, or even knowing that you have that kind of cash available to you, you know? Because maybe there is something there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot, and there's a good explanation why people blow these types of sums of money, you know? But as far as the organization goes, I'm actually glad that it crumbled. Like I said, it did our country no service whatsoever. It actually took us backwards, as a matter of fact. And allegedly, they weren't even serving the people that they claim to love so much. So what are we even doing here? You know? So anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. And check out that video too. Click that. Click it. Peace and love. I'm out.